Our table covered contracts and SLAs. A number of points that came up, which kind of headlines from the conversations were around the stunning obvious point that whatever's in your SLA could never be enough to reimburse you if you did have an issue. So from a supplier's perspective, penalty of a few £1,000s might be painful, but to you guys, who are using the technology, the impact could be far greater. So I think that's something that we discussed, and I'll come back to a little bit later on in terms of the current SLAs and how they're structured. Probably favour the supplier rather than the customer. We went on to talk about the risks of the risks, and what I mean by that is whether it's cloud or whether it's not, there are some certain risks around providing systems, and they're probably no greater or no less in the cloud. One of the things to consider then is it's important to understand who owns those risks, because there's a danger with this which says, great, we're going to outsource all of this to the cloud, it's not our problem anymore, no, it's fine, our risks are mitigated by the supplier. When in fact, the SLA may not cover some of those things, or things in the contract may not cover it. So it's important to be clear about what risks you're retaining and what risks you are outsourcing, and doing that in a knowing way. I will be less than 5 minutes, Emma, you'll be pleased to hear. The SLA measurement, again, there's some conversation around what are we measuring here. Is it an availability SLA? Are we looking at the system's going to be available 99.99, or is it how it's going to perform? There was certainly an interest in making that more performance measurement rather than availability related. So being able to say this system is going to give us this speed of response. Some quotes that came out, don't really want credits, we want good service. The credits can't really reimburse us for what was required. We want to make sure that the service is right, and this comes back to, as part of negotiating the contract, making sure that the risks are properly understood and apportioned. And then got onto a very scary topic around public liability, which was one around saying, increasingly I think there'll be pressure on suppliers to say, you have public liability insurance, you use that as part of your risk, managing some of the risk that you're taking on, because you're not delivering a set of bits, you're delivering a service. So they were some of the main topics, with some supporting points around that as well, but for the interest of time, can I close that?
Thank you, Steve.